to have an important, a chashuvah learning. Come on, Oslo. Yesterday we discussed Rabbi Sai, we have two opinions in the Gemara. Some of us, if you didn't get the shir, let me just tell you, we have two opinions in the Gemara that where did these shisin go to? Some say they began in the Mizbeach and they went, and the Rabbanan hold that the shisin, the holes, began in the Mizbeach and they went to the depths of the earth. Really, they went to the depths of the earth. We had another opinion of Rabbi Elazar bar Tzadok. Rabbi Elazar bar Tzadok held no, they just began in the Mizbeach and they stopped at the floor of the Mizbeach and then the wine just flowed out from the Mizbeach and it congealed over there, and that's what we discussed yesterday, that they would have to collect it every couple of years, 50, 60 years or so. They have to collect these thick, hardened wine. Wine, exactly. So we now, again, just for today's Gemara, we need to know that we have the opinion of the Rabbanan holds that the holes went all the way to the earth's depths, the belly of the earth, right, and the daim, and then we have the other opinion of Rabbi Elazar bar Tzadok. He says no, they didn't go. So says the Gemara. Look at the Gemara now. We are starting 4 lines down. Kaman Oslo Hadatanya. Whose opinion does the following brisa go like? Kaman Oslo, like who? Hadatanya is the following brisa. Kaman Oslo Hadatanya is the following brisa. Nisachim, the wine. You can write on top wine. Bitchila, when it's poured. So again, Nisachim, the wine. Bitchila, when it's poured. Bitchila means at the beginning. We're going to say when it's poured, make a dash. Moilin behen. Then there is Me'ila. Me'ila, Rabbi Sai, is if you have any personal benefit from something that belongs to Hektish. If you go ahead and take something out of Rosh Hashanah, if you have, Moil Mehen is if you have, Moil Mehen is a Isser in the Torah, it's an Aveira, if you derive benefit from Hektish, from anything that belongs to the Beis HaMikdash. Moil Mehen means you were over on Me'ila. It's not the word stealing, but it's kind of like you profaned? You profaned and used Hektish. Moil Mehen, you did Me'ila. What is Me'ila? Me'ila is deriving benefit from Hektish, and there is you have to bring Karen Chaimish, you have to bring additional, it's called Karen Chaimish, you have to pay additional penalties, and you have to bring karbanas for doing Me'ila. Me'ila is a serious Aveira. So the Brisa here says that when this wine is poured, then you are over Me'ila, meaning when it's poured. Kama. Yardu l'shisin. Once it goes into the shisin, ein moilan behen. There's no more Me'ila. Once
do what you want with it.
Exactly. At that point, if you had derived benefit, it's okay.
Wait, if it's in the ground, how do you get it?
Just wait. Lema, let us say, Rabbi Elazar bar Tzadok, that the brisa which says there is no more me'ila once it goes into the depths is Rabbi Elazar bar Tzadok. Why? Remember, Rabbi Elazar bar Tzadok hold the shisin just stop at the floor of the Rabbanan, because if it's the Rabbanan, hanachsu lehu l'tiyayim, hanachsu lehu, they descended in l'tayim into the depths, and you ran aside, and it's not possible to do me'ilah. Rabbanan hold that the shisin go deep down, so you wouldn't have to say there's no me'ilah once they descend. It isn't possible to derive benefit. For something that descended to the earth's depths, you can't do me'ilah. So the Gemara is saying, Rebbe, you hear what's going on? That the Brisa says that when it's before it's poured, then it's me'ilah. Once it's poured, no more me'ilah. Who's that going like? That must be going like Rabbi Elazar bar Tzadok, who holds that there's the holes don't descend to the earth, because then it's on the floor and then you don't there's no more me'ilah.
You could go in and take it.
Yeah, and that wouldn't be an issue. Shisin is the holes that in the Mizbeach that descended to the earth. So now
it goes down to the Tahim. You'll never ever have the opportunity.
It's not possible. So it's not, the whole discussion is irrelevant. So the Gemara says Lema says Gemara. You put a question mark. The Gemara says I feel.
And what about when's the so you're always gonna have.
No, because once it's poured already, then there's no more. There's no more.
Take it back
then it's okay. Before it's poured, it has kedusha. It belongs to Hektish. Once it's poured, it's okay. So the more answers no. I feel tema Rabbanan. You could even say it's Rabbanan, right? And I'll add in the words after Rabbanan. It's possible, because we want to show how it's possible to have derived benefit from the wine, and it's possible, right? It's possible, but the iklat. If you caught the wine in a kli, you caught the wine in a kli. If this is the hole, you had a cup there, and you stuck a cup there, and then the wine was poured, and you caught it as it was descending into deep into those holes. So it's possible that you can even technically derive benefit from it, and then it wouldn't be okay because you can stick a cup or a vessel.
You're allowed to?
No, you wouldn't be allowed to. But we just want to know where is it possible to derive benefit from it according to Rabbanan? If you're going to hold that the whole.
I get it, but how's a cup getting in there if you're not allowed to put it in there?
Have it.
I don't know. I don't think there'd be any. Yes, sir. No, you're allowed to put a cup there.
You're allowed to stick a
We discussed yesterday that the boys. You remember they climbed into the mizbeach to clean away the cake. Excuse me, not
Yeah,
fake.
that was a different all.
Right. So
That's the other sheet.
that's other opinion. I'm just saying, but I don't know if there'd be an isser putting a cup
According to
there.
Rabbanan, was there a hole?
According to Rabbanan, there was a hole. Yes,
there
there
a
was a
hole?
hole.
No,
Anyway.
was there a hole in between the couch
Yes.
and the mizbech?
Yes.
It served
Everyone agrees
both
that there was a hole.
purposes.
Yes, exactly.
So if you put a cleater, that's called yardul sheet and aim violin, or that's.
That would be after
Are you
it's poured, and once it's poured, and now once it's
So it
poured,
doesn't have to go to the time.
it doesn't have to go to the time, right?
So you could put a
So
cleater.
you would be able to, because once it's poured, there's no more me'ilah. So according to the Rabbanon, even though normally it would go into the depths, if somebody sticks their cup in there, there'd be nothing wrong with it. It's been poured already. You caught the wine, and now you could derive
We
benefit
just
from
needed
it.
the mitzias. How it's
Right.
possible to Rabbanan, how's it?
Is it like kosher bratwurst or something?
No,
It's like a basketball hoop.
I don't even know how they did it, but I'll tell you. But second, it's not so partial because look at.
Also, was it like a pipe that just went straight down, or was it like?
There's, I'll tell you the truth is that there's tremendous discussion, exactly, and there's major machlekes how the holes was it one hole in the mizbeach and then it went into two. It was it a separate hole in the mizbeach and then another one is a shisen starting on top on the bottom. We didn't get into it, but I want to discuss the shisen a little bit later because there's so much to it. Says the Gemara. Now the Gemara b'di'iklat. You caught in a kli, and that's where it's possible to have benefit. Okay, now put a period over there. Now the Gemara is going to present another way to look at this. Others say this way. Lemer abanan he. Let us suggest that this Bryce Alema, let us say the Rabbanan he. The Bryce is actually the Rabbanan. We thought it's for sure not the Rabbanan. Let's say this is the Rabbanan. V'loy Rabbi Lazar bar Tzadok. Okay. Why? Says the Gemara. You ready for this? Afilu. Sorry, excuse me. Look at this. The Rabbi Elazar. Because if it's Rabbi Elazar, Akati still bikdushasayu kaimi. It retains its kedusha. Small footnote right here. It retains its kedusha. Why? Ready for this? Everyone's gonna remember this? Because you're required to burn it. Rabbi Elazar bar Tzadok held that the wine that descended there, you had to collect the leftover wine and burn it. Why do you have to burn it? It must be.
You said earlier. Kach b'strei fasa was good.
Oh, exactly. So it can't. Oh, so it can't be. One second, it can't be Elazar bar Tzadok because it retains its kedusha. How do we know that? Right in the footnote. Right in the footnote, it retains its kedusha. I'm sorry. The footnote is because we see that you have to burn it. Amazing. So you can add on shkech sibi. You can add on. So there still would be me'ilah.
Still subject.
Still, yeah, amazing. Still subject to me'ilah. Klar, because in as much as you have to burn it, it's still subject to me'ilah. Amazing. Says the Gemara. There's one Gemara that's apt that is actually to get to it. It's so
Wait,
just
and this is according to the Rabbi Elazar.
the Rabbi Lazar, because if you want to say Rabbi
The
Lazar,
hole, the hole goes.
the holes does
far.
not go far. It just stops on the floor.
There's still kedusha.
Why? Because he says you have to burn it, which means
How
why?
come the previous Gemara didn't mention that?
What?
The previous Gemara says if it goes according to Rabbi Elazar ben Tzadok, then no problem.
Exactly. Now, because
Nikadami.
each one Nikadami is coming with different angles. Like I can ask you this way, I can present it that way, and that's what Nikadami is doing from a
I don't want
different.
to get scientific, but I know that if the deeper you get into the earth, right? So there's like
The core?
One of the layers is like either fire or something very very hot. So we said straifakai. If something is
Mayor's saying good. Mayor's saying
gonna be burned. So
Mayor's.
even if you hold a cup right here and you catch it, it's good because it was straifakai.
Oh, Ramesh is saying already getting into this Torah.
That is
Mayor, I think in this, what you are really saying, Mayor is saying that both sheeters hold has to get burned. At what stage, you know? So you got to go down there. Says the Gemara, "Filu teim Rabbi Lazar." You can even say it's Rabbi Lazar. And look what he says. Ein l'cha davar. Look what he says. We can make a dash. Ein l'cha davar there's no item, there's nothing shenasa mitzvah that you do the mitzvah with it umaylin boy and is subject to me'ilah. And we'll explain with a short footnote. But Belazar Tzaddik says there's nothing you could do. You have to do a mitzvah. Once you did the mitzvah, now you poured it on. Even you ready? And once you poured it on, it's not subject to me'ilah. So you ready for this? No, 1 second. Here, go outside. And just because you have to burn it, and burning it does not mean it has me'ilah. Once you did the mitzvah, Baruch,
it has enough kedusha to burn it, but
amazing.
Not
Meaning once you pour it and you have leftover, you got to burn it. But you might akati, it has its kedusha. No, it has some level of kedusha, but not enough to be over me'ilah. There's a concept, Baruch. If you have to do a mitzvah, you poured it on, you did a mitzvah, that loses all its sanctity. Its whole function was for the mitzvah. Once you did the mitzvah, it lost a lot of its sanctity, and it's not subject to me'ilah. Or you're going to ask, do you have to burn it? Okay. Burning it doesn't mean that it has a high level of kedusha that makes it subject to me'ilah. So let's just write on this. If you want to write on the side, write. And burning it does not make it subject to me'ilah. So even Rabbi Elazar Tzaddik called that once it's poured, there's no more me'ilah. Do you agree to that?
That once it's poured, there's no
more me'ilah. Don't you have to burn it? Okay, burning it doesn't mean that it doesn't make it me'ilah. We thought initially in the question we thought if you burn it, it means there's me'ilah. We're answering. Who says? Burning it is part of the Baidah. No, but it's after most of its sanctity and its kedusha.
This is
You have to burn a kedusha. We said yesterday, it means in the Azara. You still have to burn it. So you're saying good. Shmuel, you're saying about it because you still has some kedusha, but not enough to make the threshold of me'ilah. You're saying good. It's a very interesting thing. Okay, I just want to say next Gemara. It's just a Shemaki Gemara. Okay, yeah. Rabbi said it's clear. Yaakov is clear. Rabbi Yaakov on both ends. Covered up. The Yaakov's have Amareish Lakish. Bisman Shemanaskin. It's just Shemaki Gemara. Look at this. Bisman at the time Shemanaskin Yayin Agab Mizbech. Whenever they poured wine on this bech, which was by most karbanis had wine accompanied with the karbanis, poikikin, they stuff up as a shisin the holes on the mizbeach. This opinion is our understanding that the holes shisin began at the top. When we call those shisin the holes on the mizbeach, they stuff it up.
On the side or in the? On
the top of the mizbeach, the holes that the draining pipes are. It's a question of those are called shisin. This mandamar is going that those are the shisin already. So they stuff up the shisin. Some actually hold that they stuff it up in the mizbeach. Okay, we're going with the close up the holes. Why? Lakayim. I just want to say it's a kishmak gemara. Lakayim to fulfill mashanemer what the pasuk says. Ba'kodesh in the holy hasich nesach a pouring sheichar intoxicating lashem. End of quote. So. What is that? How does that tell us to do anything about stuffing up the shisin? It says this pasuk is supposed to explain why we're stuffing up the shisin. My mashma. How is this implied? Amra Papa, look what he says. Sheichar. The pasuk has the word sheichar. Sheichar. When it says sheichar, it's describing what you do with the wine. Lashon shtia. It's an expression of drinking.
Otherwise, it's not intoxicating.
Right. Lashon svia. It's an expression of satiation. Lashon shichris. It's an expression of intoxication.
Sorry, could you read that?
Yeah. Sheichar. The word sheichar put in quotes.
Sheichar or seichar?
The pasuk says you should pour it as sheichar. Sheichar.
What is the answer?
Sheichar lashem. So what does sheichar mean? Sheichar is an expression of drinking, of satiation, and of what do you call it? And of intoxication. So just like to explain what happened over here. So it said so when you fill it up, listen to this. They wanted the mizbeach to appear full and satiated. So you flooded those holes. So now sheichar means sheichar Hashem. It should look like the mizbeach is satiated, is full. So they just closed up the holes and then they poured the wine. So now the mizbeach looks like it's overfull with wine. It makes an impression of like wow, that like shasia, drinking, satiation, intoxication.
That's how to go down.
Oh, then afterwards they unplugged it. But they first stuffed it up, and now they poured all the wine on it to make it look like the mizbeach, and then they pull the plug on it. So you see what's going on here? Very interesting, no? Gewaldig, unbelievable. Only will stop here. Now look at this. I'm not Papa. We just have to say it. We have to. I'm sorry. No. So I just want them to know that connection. It says, how does it explain to stuff up the hole? The answer is because the Mizbeach should appear full and satiated. Now look at it here. Everybody said we're seeing very interesting things here. We'll just do two lines. I just want to get this in. It's just geschmack. I'm not Papa. Shema Mino. We can also see from here. This also. Yisava inish chamra. When a person gets full of wine, Yisava inish chamra. When a person gets full of wine, migraine sava. He's full at his throat. He's full at his throat. 1 second. Now, what does that mean? He's full at his throat. Rashi says a very interesting thing here. Look, everybody say at Rashi, just to the left, a few lines up. Migraine sava. So I think. You ready for Rashi? Aidei shesh aisuhu. Through drinking the legimais gasais with big gulps, like huge gulps. Vigorin mole. And a full throat, who must be you'll get full. If you want to get full of wine, the Gemara is teaching us the way to do it, to have the effect, is to take big gulps of the wine, not sips. Not through a lot of drinking. That you put a lot of wine through legimais dakai, small gulps. If you want to get the effect and the drinking of wine, don't do like this. Small sips. Sips is enjoyment, but the kishmak is the now. And look, Rashi says ve'enan koichlin. It's not like food. Shesoiveya shalem. Shesoiveya shalem. That food is done b'miloi kerem, by filling up your stomach. Food, it doesn't make, even if you take it in slowly, it'll full, because it's all dependent on how full your stomach is. But drinking wine, gulp it down. Now look.
Telling you how to get drunk.
Now look at this. Now hold on 1 second.
Get
Amar Rava, the last line. Amar Rava.
Enjoyable.
Watch this. Sipping wine is a. Amar Rava. Rava says, look at this, and we're coming out with a very practical. There's a halacha based on this Gemara. Amar Rava, serve me Rabbanan. Serve me Rabbanan. A Talmud Chacham, loy nefisha lei chamra, that doesn't have enough wine. Loy nefisha lei chamra. Loy nefisha means enough. Loy nefisha lei chamra. He doesn't have enough wine, so he's got a little bit of wine.
He doesn't have enough wine?
Yeah, loy nefisha lei chamra. He doesn't have sufficient wine. Ligume gemu'ei. He should take big gulps. Whatever he has, take big gulps.
So that he'll get full.
So he'll get the effect and full. So, interestingly, there's another Gemara that says that wine helps a person's chachma. In the right measure, wine helps a person's chachma. Too much measure, it says it brings tipshus. So proceed with caution. But wine with a certain measure, wine in a certain measure brings chachma. So a Talmud Chacham, they may want to achieve, they may want to do that. It increases simcha and pichas in a person's mind. So if you want to get that effect, but you only have a little bit of wine, just doing bigger gulps, and then you'll be able to, even with a small amount of wine. What?
No, this is a din and a buzz.
You're more consistent.
Not this week.
But you're wearing a hat.
Yeah, I can bring a hat. I didn't forget what I was going to say. Go, Bob.
Do you find this concept of big gulps is helped by Pesach and matzah, eating by night?
Interestingly,
If you drink Erev Pesach, right?
the big gulps and small
That's the
gulps.
shear.
I don't know if I.
Concept of drinking a lot of drinks anyway.
Oh yes, I know you're talking about Ari Pesachim where it says drinking a lot of wine brings on migra garer. It makes a person's appetite increase. If you drink a lot of wine, someone's to get hungry, you drink a lot of wine, and you get hungry, you drink a lot of wine. It's just interesting. It may be that's part of this effect here. Maybe later, but this is a halacha. Right, I say Rava. Look at this. Rava akasa de b'chasa. This is actually halacha l'maisa, and it's Yehuda Ta'ib wasn't able to make it tonight, but I want to share something. Rava akasa de b'chasa on a cup of bracha, which means when it kiddush or berachas hamazon, it's a mamash halacha. Look at this. Agume gumui. He took big gulps. You should know halacha. Rabbi's halacha l'maisa is that a person, when you drink a cup of wine, it's brought down that you should drink your cup, not wine, excuse me. Any drink you take, you should drink in 2 gulps. 1 gulp is like a gargon, like a glutton. You just gulp it down. 2 gulps is derech eretz.
You ever go to?
Too many gulps. So it says. So I thought. So when Yane was by my house, but Yehuda to Ib's thing, we went. He went over for bringing. We went I went to go learn that night. I had a chavrusa, so I had to go. I told you to keep staying here. So I went to learn at 11:20. My phone's ringing. He's like, you coming back? So I went back and we did for another hour with Yana, with all the whole. Yeah, and anyhow, so they were having a locha there. Having a locha, are we allowed to drink 2 gulps? We looked it up, and this Gemara, this halacha, you drink 2 gulps. That's only when it's not a mitzvah. If you're drinking kiddush, and like Rava did over here, you want to show the chavivus of the mitzvah, drink the whole cup. The issa doesn't apply.
Putting down or gulps? Actually,
No,
gulps.
it says you drink a cup in 2 gulps. Like no, two like this.
Pours.
Two things. Don't go like this one time. It says, but however, if there's a cup of a mitzvah, then you want to show that you're interested in it. So this halach of derech hacheretz is waived to show chavivus a mitzvah.
Is that actually what we do now? Now, is it a thing to
Take 2 cups. There is halacha.
No, and 1 shot?
So now, if a person drinks a wine straight,
Kiddush,
if a person, it's interesting that halacha is by a cup. So listen, now you have to know, our cups, our cups. I don't know.
My
Variant
uncle,
sizes.
he's a shliach in Canada. So Shabbos day, full cup of vodka, full cup, mamash, a full basket.
So,
one big, huge. And it's a college campus, so it's just.
Every Shabbos, every Shabbos.
Rava says drinking big gulps. We say 1.
Friday night.
So I saw the halacha. I saw the what's it now. I mean, on halacha.
Rashi doesn't say.
They say that. They say that. One of them say that he doesn't. This is the raya. That halacha. Reckon you drink it. The Bible doesn't say that.
Doesn't
It's
say.
on time every
Yeah.
time.
You don't know me.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm trying.